Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time for some more Citizen Sleeper on Arlen's Eye, as has been the case for the last few episodes. Last one was a pretty packed episode. Got some notes here, just trying to remember everything that happened, because it was pretty packed. I think the highlights were definitely... What was it? We removed the hunter, so now we no longer have hunter problems when doing data nodes and stuff like that. We got him stuck in some sort of a paradox loop with sentience, and he kind of is off looping forever now. Hardin reconfronted us, and Fang is now working at a bar and now wants us to kind of ping people while we're doing jobs for like the noodle people running jobs, and he wants us to kind of help him find some others. That's kind of important for us because Fang seems to be our only lead right now in removing this tracker from us. The Yadigan people are looking for Sabine. We met, I think it was Rabia, I think is her name. So she's got some jobs for us, so we got a new drive we can work on with her to try and advance that sublime. We made better friends with Lemon and Mina, who were the workers. And now we have the ability to kind of watch his daughter sometimes, which seems like a good low dice thing. And then we, for now, have got Ethan off our tail, at least in terms of paying him. It seems like he's still out on the hunt, but we decided not to shoot at him. Whether or not we could have shot him is up for debate, but the option was there. So yeah, now we got Navigator, who is the vending machine. We kind of released him into the... into his own ship mind AI type thing. He's out of the vending machine now, and now he's his own person. So that was pretty exciting. And I think the last thing is we're working on getting our habitat set up, our own little place. I think that covers it. Was, like I said, it was a lot last episode. So without further ado, we got some work to do, y'all. Let's see what we got to do here. So we're obviously starving. I am not starving in real life. I ate a giant brisket sandwich and I am going to become a citizen sleeper very soon, I can tell. Alright, let's just poke around these. Let's see. This seems like one to let us win. I don't know much about it, but I feel like if we do this, we can get off the ship and possibly win the game. Haven Age offices, that was just the way we made some money last time. This is still our current home. We've got that perk now if we want to do it. Haggle over prices. That's just a freighter who comes in every once in a while. I think we have enough scrap now. I believe we just have to kind of work on the ship. We're still trying to find a ship mine for this lady, which might be another way out too. I think we have one ship mine fragment. We may want to try and put that together at some point for her. I don't even know how we got the first one going, to be honest. I feel like it was just pure luck. And then, what do we got here? This should be a little bit cheaper now. 80 cryo for stabilizer when we need it. We can use that to make a ship mine if we find the parts. I still have no idea how to get these pieces. And we really do need to open up the other side of the station. Maybe that's something we should work towards this episode. It seems like we still have a lot to do in this section, but I'm not quite sure. That's my guess. My guess is that we need to get down there eventually, but we've been kind of strapped for cash, and we've got a lot going on. So, like I said, we'll try and figure it out. Wait, we can't get into here. Oh, this is just, yeah, we need. No immediate use there. This is what I think he wants us to do, Fang's targets. Yeah, so this honestly might be one for us to do. Maybe a twofer? A twofer and a one for are both not great. We're getting double data now. We just need one more Haven Age data, so maybe we'll do Caster's Table. I think this just gets us towards that drive. We just need one more. It looks like we have something going on here. The midline freight use. I don't remember this. Random items. I think this is from getting to the top of here, maybe? Maybe not. I actually don't remember how we got that. So, as usual, a ton of things to do. We're choosing our own path. That's the joy here. But let's start with this mission from Rabia. As you approach the address, Rabia gave you a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshiro, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. Gia, please, the sleeper is here by my invitation. At Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Jaya's face. Of course, Rabia. Sorry. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. She smiles at the enforcer. How about you head to the tambour? They have a delivery coming and they'll need some help with the lifting. Gia nods and walks away. So, sleeper, you came. I'm glad. It didn't really feel like an offer. I'm sorry for that. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, I wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people on the station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you wasn't sure of them. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. Let's just say I wish you no harm. I am glad. Rabia begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of the low end. What do you know about Yadigan? I'm going to say you are a gang, because that's really the only thing I've heard. A gang, yes, that is what the police call us. But what meaning does that word have in this place? People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passages. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around at the people in the passageway. But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye? A policeman. Who makes the laws here? I'm going to say Haven Age. Yes, they like to believe so, don't they? By claiming a lineage that extends back into Arlen's union, they assume the burden of authority. But they have no authority here, out past the brat market, or where few work in their shipyard, or pay for their docking berths. If you had spent your time in the low end, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place, our people. The low end was empty in Arlen's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and rotundas safe was work enough. No, the low end was reclaimed later when the refugees started arriving. Rabia meets your eye. The collapse didn't just happen here on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned. The moon of ember and cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage. Some tried to hold it together. Some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Arlen, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed, and those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped. Rabia leads you through a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders. Arlen's union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yadigan is a child of that conflict, a child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future, to provide security, strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth, I have worked to earn it. Rabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while. Among the smells and textures of the low end, you start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. Say, where do I come into this? Rabia smiles to herself and thinks for a moment before she responds. I believe that you understand the importance of a refuge, so I believe that you wish to help keep this place safe. That's a big assumption. I'm just kind of stuck here right now. She exhales quietly. For this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Sabine told you about us, but I imagine it was not good. Well, it does seem bad when she had to escape from you guys and was kind of being forced to work through you through forced conditions. So I'm not quite sure I trust you. And you're a lieutenant. Most peacekeeping units don't have lieutenants. I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of Yonigan, an ex-corporate employee who goes against our nature. But their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied. That was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they have made to us. Yadigan has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. I'm going to say they were trapped and desperate because that sounds very true. Many on the IR, Sleeper. I am sorry, but we must ask that our debts... Gosh. But we must ask that our debts are paid in full. I'm going to say Sabine found something. Please. I don't want to hear their accusations. They only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything. But where are they now to stand behind their claims? I'm just going to stay silent. I don't want to see where this goes. You realize Robbie has led you in a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. You're free to go, Sleeper. I said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I would protect this place with my life as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. She turns back. However, if you two wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You will be able to see Yadigan, to see the low end with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, she pauses to consider her words. I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office, while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. I don't know, it kind of sounds like any old gang. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me give a... Got a tasty beverage here today. Give me one moment. Picked up some of the spiciest water known to man. Perrier water. I don't know how I feel about Perrier. It's good. It's got a funky taste, but it's still hydration. Sometimes you gotta deal with what you pull out of the fridge in a rush. I digress. So if we go to Rabia's office... Okay. Patrol the ward. I don't really know what that means. And collect tithes. That... I mean... This sounds like racketing. This sounds like protection. Yadigan Insider might be a useful thing. I would just patrol rather than I want to go in. Although scrap components does seem pretty good. And you get energy for doing it. Interesting. Alright, let's see if we can find another Haven Age data. It doesn't seem like anybody's particularly good here. Alright, so 2. Bypass that. Extract the data. Perk Icebreaker, so we should have got 2 there. Alright, let's go back to, we got a lot of stuff to work on. Let's go to this trader dude. So put in some Haven Age data. I have a ship mine for you. Oh. I should have read this before I did it. That's exactly what we need. A vial of stabilizers, nothing to us. Ship mine's much harder to get. Yeah. Let's see let's see where this goes. I appreciate what you presented, but I have nothing more to offer. Oh, so I guess if you do both of them... Alright, well, we got a freaking ship mine now. Let's drop that over here. See what she does. We're doing like one small favor in old school RuneScape. You just gotta run forward 100 things and then run back 100 favors to get to your original favor. She did give us a whole bunch of money for this, so let's see what happens. You drop the huge cylinder onto the mess room table. Akita cannot hide her excitement. Alright, this should lead to a new drive thing. Yep. Let's see what we got. Stranded Mercenary. Another upgrade point. That's pretty sick. You drop the ship mine core onto the galley table with an emphatic bang. And Kita spins around from where she's been poring over some documents on her slate. Holy shit, Sleeper. Did you actually land a ship mine? She rushes over and hefts the huge cylinder, turning it back and forth. Well, shit, it might actually work. She smiles wider than you've ever seen. Where did you get it? I'm going to say I bought it. For 100 cryo? You must be good at haggling. Ankita bangs on the galley wall. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new ship mind. The sound echoes through the ship's passages. You have to admit, being in a small space with an Ankita when she's this excited is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the ship mine back on the table. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate. This isn't the only good news today either. It looks like my good karma is finally coming in. She threw the slate onto the table and spins it so you can see the screen. Take a look at this. You see a list of names and numbers, nothing that exciting, along with what looks like a transit timetable. I found them. I say found who? My crew. She points out a name on the list, or more specifically, Ashton Cade, or Kaede. It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the shipmind. Thought he might have been killed or robbed, his pass stolen, but it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. What's the Founder's Gap? That big rift in the station, you can't cross it without the Founder's Ferry. She leans back into her seat. I know some of the crew over the ferry, old mercs, used to run in an outfit I worked with. I saw them in the Overlook, and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifest, and there he was. So I'm wondering if maybe that's the northern part of the station we haven't unlocked yet? That'd be cool if we got that for free, although a little worrisome if we unlocked it early, and that is the reward for this, but we'll find out. Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out there might head to the Greenway and go to ground. She flexes. He won't get far, though. There's no real docks out there, only a couple jetties on the wastes. So what now? Now I fit the shipmind. That's the first priority. She pauses. But maybe you could help me out. Say sure. She's been pretty helpful. I like this. I head over there, especially in Amber. He'll spot me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip into the station, or he'll bury himself so deep in the wastes nobody will ever find him. But you, Ashton doesn't know you. All I need is you to go there and sniff around. Not at the commune, not the stacks. You'll have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him, ping me on this. She hands you a comm earpiece. See, as this is merc work, I'll be happy to give you merc pay. She shifts in her seat. The thing is, I haven't got much left. So how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? I know it's not much, but once I grab this coward, I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less. What do you say? Sure, I'm working with her so far, and if that is the thing that we need to get across, a discount sounds good if we have to pay to go over there. She gives you a heavy whack on the shoulder. Good. I owe you. She lifts the shipmind up onto her shoulder with worrying ease. I'm going to get this fitted into the Amber's core. You get any info, any sense of what Ashton is hiding, or where Ashton is hiding, let me know. She goes to turn and then stops. Once again, Sleeper, thank you. I appreciate it. And Kita stomps off into the gusts of the Amber with the shipmind, leaving you in the galley. You glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending on what is to come. I never thought you'd work as a mercenary, but then again, it seems the eye is full of surprises. We have like 1 million jobs going on. And we got some upgrade points. This one was good to get, just because it got us that shipmind real easy. Scrap components to repair condition can be good if we can get them cheaper than having to buy stabilizer. Condition is breaking is whatever. I think we want instant karma next. Obsessive Haggler's not bad either. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. So we need 2 upgrade points, and we can get instant karma. If you get like all ones or something, it seems like we could definitely use that like once per cycle or something like that. All right, next up, we need some food. Might as well do this for Fang. 25% negative. Still get energy either way. I'm guessing, though, we have to do the express delivery. That is my guess, and all we get is money from that. I think there was another one we could do here, right? That we just saw earlier. Well, actually, let me check on our house real quick. That's something I kind of want to get done sooner than later. We can do that. Yeah, so that's probably going to be our 5. Yeah. So I want to get that done sooner than later. 2. Okay. It's like the medium outcome. Didn't lose any energy, though. Rabia's office is interesting. We can get energy if we succeed on this. We lose energy, which I think means we lose condition if we screw up. If we do the Lem and Mina, all it does is advance that for them. That might be a good use for the one. Tambor Tea House. Let's just use some for some data. Let's take a look at our missions here. Build a home, disable your tracker. We're gonna have to do Fang. We can't go over to get Ashton yet. I'm guessing this is also on the other side. That's part of Fang stuff. That's just that. One aside real ticket is just, yeah. Alright. Let's try and advance some of the more of these drives. So I guess can do this here. It's a 3 also. No, okay, so 4 is +1. So let's do that. We should get a little bit of energy from this. A 3 would be sick. A 3 is sick, and we get a little bit of Yadigan Insider. Alright, so that's our food for the day. We've got a 1 and a 3. I think we can do a 1 with Lem. Advance that subplot, right? I think negative is just a +1 on ticket out. Fitty fitty. Yep, I guess that's the -1, but it's still, we still advanced this. Mina's crying when Lem leaves and refuses to talk to you. They always crawl by and you are desperate to get out when Lem finally returns. Eh, well. It's what it is. We already advanced this. Last we got is a 3. This we're just waiting to see what happens. Don't really need much else unless we want to do some like weird stuff. Getting money's never bad, right? Side rail bridge. This seems like such a long shot no matter what happens. I think you get a vast job. I think if it seems like negative, you still get 15 cryo. I don't know why it's danger. Maybe just because how much you advance it is. I'm not quite sure. Rabia's office. Do we do more of this? Scrap components. I guess we'll do the one where we run some food. And this should get us Fang's targets. I'm guessing this is the only one that does it. Lost energy, though. I didn't realize we could lose energy on that. I guess that is part of the negative part. Huh. Oh, well. It's a bummer. Can we sun... I think... Let's just... Gosh, is that really the only way to get food is 15? I think with 2 we'll be okay. We'll lose 2 a day, right? Something like that. Keep an eye on this. Predictive reasoning. Sunbathing isn't bad, but maybe we should just done that instead. I was hoping that would advance the Fang cycle. Alright. We're starving, went down 2. We have 1. What are you gonna do? On we go. I don't really know what else we're supposed to do with Neomind, right? That seems to be kind of done, right? So far, so good. All right. Build a home. We definitely want to do that. We want to get some food. Let's see. I think we don't want to lose energy. I think we're gonna have to use the 4 there, though. Trying to think. What would be the best thing to start with? Maybe getting food just in case we lose energy and we get screwed up. That could be bad. We just didn't get much food off of this last one. We don't have anything on Endure either, so... Maybe we just buy the food. Or we could sunbathe too with the 1. I think I'm going to use the 1 again on the Lemon Mina thing. We'll just buy some food. I don't think that's really the best use of money, but at least it lets us continue to use our die for things. Alright, so this is going to be paused here. Yeah, I'm just gonna... We'll do the 4 here. Hopefully it doesn't screw us. Please, 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 please. Sick. Okay, that worked out. Now the 6 we want to use on... Random items. Steal a package. Random items could be useful. We don't really have any items we specifically need at the moment. We really want to make money to make the Founder's Gap. Yeah, that's definitely the place where we want to get eventually. Nothing to do here. Nothing to do there. Overlook Bar. Oh, we probably should have done that instead. I'm assuming that's probably better than doing the 15. Ugh. Although he does give you 3 energy. Maybe that only gives you 2. 5 per energy, maybe. This gets us some money. Although it could be bad. Alright, whatever. We will use the 6 on our house and clean this up. Very good. Alright, so at least that's done now. It's another drive finished. Another upgrade point. An achievement as well. Very nice. I guess that's it. I thought we had a little event here. So we can sunbathe. We can inject stabilizer. We can feed a stray. Oh, I thought you were gonna feed them money. Sure, we can go down 4. I'm assuming that's gonna start some sort of new some new cycle thing. Alright, so now... Oh. Yep, there we go. Aw, little kitty cat. Cool little pile of stuff that's got going on, too. The stray hops up onto a work surface and looks out the unit's small window. Doesn't acknowledge your presence, it just sits there beside a tray of crumbled crackers staring out at the low end. Sounds like a cat. What is this cat's story? Are there more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but it's vast. But in this vast megastructure, that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats down like this down in the Warrens. Look at its sleek fur, sleek dark fur, and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged, it looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray's apartment which you are squatting in. Let's just watch it. Cats don't like when you approach them. Though the stray is looking out at the station, you feel its attention on you, waiting for you to spring your trap. You remain relaxed and watch as something flickers in its eyes, perhaps a reflection of a passing ship. The stray settles a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you. The recognition of a life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The stray licks crumbs from its fur. I don't think the cat's going to talk to us, but you can say, do you like it here? The stray flicks their tail at the sound of your voice. It is hard to imagine the stray liking anything, or at least being vulnerable enough to admit to it. But the stray's pleasure at existing here in this place shines through its every sinew. It is not that the stray is always happy on the eye, but the stray is engaged by this place. Blech. It is alive here. You turn your eyes to the window, the one that the stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the stray, a sense of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with the other, a point of connection. Then all at once the straw yawns wide, hops down from the unit, and brushes along your legs. And then it is gone, out through the unit door and back into the corridors of the low end. Alright, so we got a cat now. That's the benefit of getting this, is we have a new cat friend. Interesting. Alright, we need to make some money. The best money maker, so let's use the one here. I know, I'm probably just going to slowly do this one. Yep. She's crying, she's sad, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do. Free spoke. Scale the spoke. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Just to get that one up. Rabia's office. both risky. Does Minji Express have a safe one? It does. That just gives us energy, though. Be good to do something that is safe and makes us money. Is the bar safe and make us money? No. It's risky. I think anything that's risky can lose us energy, right? And looks like we can still go back to the old container, too, which is interesting. We could sell this Haven Age data. I guess we'd have to sell to the yacht again. I might do that, to be honest. I feel like I can... I'm afraid to do this. It makes us cryo, and it seems like it's, like, never gonna complete. Overlook bar. We don't have anything in engage. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens if we get a negative. Oh, nice. Oh, we got super lucky there. A little bit of cryo and some energy. People flow in and out of the Overlook, keeping you busy. Your mind drifts to those easy fantasies of just passing through. Honestly, man, that's my dream as well. It's the easy thoughts of passing through. That's the dream of a life, just to be stuck in the moment. All right, that's all of our money. We're doing pretty good. I'm sorry, that's all of our dice. We're doing all right on energy, which is good. Probably could have used it a bit more efficiently, but it is what it is. I think it's time for us to rest up. Another day passes. We're still at 4. All right, another day, another dollar. So yes, now at least we have our own place that we've kind of like worked up. Really now it's just the money grind. It's very much just the money grind right now. So we got to... Two sixes is pretty nice. This climbing thing, for whatever reason, really intrigues me. I just kind of want to see what's at the top of there. Yachting Insider is another big one. It doesn't seem super useful to get through. Lemon Mina's unit, I think we're going to drop the 1 there again. Just seems like a good place to drop our 1s for right now. Check it out. Yeah, she hates us. I'm sorry. There's really not much for us to do here either, unless we just want to hack some of these to sell. Haven Age offices, empty container, Overlook bar. Let me see something. If we... Is it worth us trying to get the engage? +1. Now I think about it, I think we actually may have... Getting +1 and everything would be nice. That would be nice. But re-rolling all of our dice would be really nice too. I mean, we could have 2 +1s and then have like a basic boost to everything, which basically gives us all of our dice +1 on our tasks. That might... I'm just going to do this. I'm sorry, I changed my mind. I think that might average out for us better if we get all +1s. So now, if we do this, it should be a little bit better. Holding my breath. Oh, heck yeah, that was sick. All right, we got the good service. +2 and some more money. That +1 felt very worth it in that moment. All right, we got 2 6s. So let's try and do the Fang thing. Ugh, we don't even need to do it. Whatever. I just want to see if we can get this up with a 6. Okay, we did. I doubt we can get that up with this, but okay, that shows that at least we're on the right track for doing that there. Rabia's office. We can get scrap components off of this. I want to climb this. thing. This doesn't have a drive other than a negative drive if we screw up. Enter the spoke. Scale the spoke. They both seem... One's just more dangerous than the other, but we get 100%, so I'm going to do the dangerous one, I guess. I don't know. Alright, we only got one more. Somehow deep in the spoke, you come across a thoroughfare lit by work lamps where groups pass back and forth with ease. Alright. Actually... Oh. Whoa, what is this? Spoke exporter. Holy cow, this is where you can buy a ship mind. No joke. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we lucked out that we got a ship mind. Like, maybe that was like a really hard one to do. I'm glad I would have... We could sell a ship mind core too. Can we sell our imprinted ship mind? Can't sell our friend the navigator. Input 3 Madusake caps. That's probably something we get from Memphis at some point if we continue that. Still trying to make enough money to get across there. Spoke climber, interesting. Slowly learning our way. Alright, I think we're good for today. Any other cycles? These two are the only repeatable ones. I think we get our sleep on. We're gonna feed the cat again. We have 104. I don't mind giving him 4 and topping out at 100. The stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they let you stroke them. Sometimes not. It's interesting that one doesn't have a drive, but it's so cheap. I think it's worth seeing what happens. Little cat friend, you know? We're both alone out here on this big old colony out in the stars. Reminds me so much of the colonies from Gundam, I swear. Peaceful music too, man. This game's really cool. Let's end the cycle. Another day. We're still at 4. We're going to use that. At least we have an idea. Like, when I see the one, I'm like, alright, we're just going to drop it at Lem. Slowly advancing that one. Probably could get... I mean, one of these days these should hit, right? We should get +2 on these one of these days. Oh, crap. Did I use the... Oh, no. Engage +1. Oh, and it gave us energy. That's cool. Mina leads you on a winding tour of the block, chatting to the neighbors and collecting snacks. For a while, you forget about everything else. Really gives you the idea the station's alive through the storytelling. It's great. All right. I think we can use the 5 here. Oops, sorry. 24. Wow. That is a good way to make some money. That is, if I did not, maybe, can we do that now? Because we're, I don't know why we can, I feel like we couldn't do that before. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but we can do this now and definitely get Fang's targets up, which gives us some money anyways. Very nice. And some energy. Shortcut across a bridgeway means 3 happy customers and 3 big tips. You start to understand the makeshift unit markings. All right. Doing pretty good there. Let's do another big climb and see what this one has to do for us. I don't know if these give different things, but I'm just going to do the dangerous one because we can. Somehow, yep, same deal. This is now done. Let's see what this has to offer us. Ascender car. Ascend a hub. Take the Ascender car to the iCentral hub. Whoa, look at that. We can also spin the... Oh, actually, this is kind of sick. We can see... I didn't realize it was like a halo ring in the sky type of deal, right? Do y'all know that? Y'all holding out on me? Look at that. And there's like ships out here too? What? I had no idea. How cool. All right, so the AE1 mainframe, the hub, and the car back down. So 2 new areas. Let's use up with this mainframe. Oh, snap. I forgot that this... Is this part of the... Is this part of our thing? Gosh, I totally forgot about that. That they thought they were deeper in here. Well, will you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? We're advancing more of the plot. Not even realize that. The AE-1 mainframe is mostly disused, Haven Age having set up their own master controllers. Navigator thinks Killer is hiding there. Now, it's very interesting. What is this going to lead to? You slot Navigator in the clamps lock. The ship mine is stuck. How are you going to get him out of this thing? Oh, snap. The cloud. This is what AWS feels like. And the data ghost of the eye. You slip into the cloud as easy as blinking. Navigator is beside you. Their sphere casting light into the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should look. A center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, a rootless, branchless tree. Only the trunk remains. Is Killer even here? Quiet, Navigator hisses. And then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Well, that sounds foreboding. Then it appears again elsewhere, gliding once more. Searching. What is it? Oh, snap. It is a hound-looking thing with a rock hammerhead knife-looking thing. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of rocks shaped together. Blinded eraser protocol killer. The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer, and you see now that it is not an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. Okay. It glides past, closer now, and you should see into the voids where its eyes should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It is blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now. You have to move close to Navigator to talk. You saw it too then. Killer has been blinded. How? Unclear. This protocol has been running for decades, well past its operational limit. Navigator's sons dull as they drop their voice to whisper. This may give us an advantage over the protocol. You flinch as the silent Killer appears closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open wide. Interesting. So either somebody took it out, or I guess maybe I was saying that it just like burned out its eyes. I sometimes feel like that at the end of a workday, I'll tell you what. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing the orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you, suddenly desperate, frantic. Not quite sure, so they shift their position to better position. Something is destabilizing them? I'm gonna say it's a trap. You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes and you see them framed in the empty socket. Oh, this is not good, man. You realize now if Navigator cannot move, then it's only a matter of time before one of Killer's sweeps brings them directly through Navigator. And time is not a problem for a protocol that's been running for decades. Did we get our friend, like, into some trouble here? You look desperately around for a solution, for a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. Then you see it. 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these and the mainframe collapses once and for all. Severing the connection, shattering the hardware, whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality, their expression of fear, an afterimage that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Hopefully not like a timed thing. Okay, it doesn't look like it's a timed thing. Alright, oh look, you can spin it too. That's cool. Cool little new thing. So mainframe, branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. I'm guessing encryption keys. Encryption keys. Oof, that sucks. We need 9 keys? Oh my gosh. Or maybe branch access, so I'm guessing 3 keys. But that puts us back into Back into the decryption area. I was just saying we didn't really have a use for those. I don't think any money, but clearly the story must go on. All right, the hub. So what we got here? Up here, there is no gravity, so just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the base. That's the drive. Plus, we have Weightless Wanderer. 1 minus is cryo, 1 minus is energy. They're both risky. We both have +1, so it's more just do we want to risk energy or cryo. The hub is thronging with spacers from access or from across the surrogate systems. They can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. Okay, spacers socializing or access manifests. All right, so we got another exciting bit of stuff to do. We're really like this game. It just continues to surprise me, which I love. I really feel like I have no idea what's going to happen next. There's just a lot to do. All right, so we're dealing with Killer. We helped. We did that right. This already kind of wrapped up in everything we're doing. I don't know if it's best to kind of do these things slowly. I'm treating this like I treat real life, which is to do a lot of things slowly at one time so that I feel really good when I accomplish like 10 things a year later all at once. But maybe I should be kind of like working through these a lot harder, more quickly. All right, so we're good on food. We still need a little bit more money. We need encrypted keys, but those are going to be our low nodes again. Part of me wants to do this because if we're going to stop using the 1 and 2s here, I don't know when else we would do this. Or we could try and get through the... That just gives us money. I kind of want to finish all this other stuff first before we get to the other side, but I feel like we do have to get over there sooner than later. We have so many drives that are very close to being done. I don't know what to do. I feel like we do this one. I don't know. I don't know. I just want one of them. I wanted them to finish up. So let's do this with the girl. Hopefully we finish it here. Yeah, and a little bit of food. All right, let's see how this one goes. Hopefully this is done. Lemon Mina, love them to death, right? But we got too many loose ends that we need to put some other dice towards. By the end of the day, Mina curls up on your lap as you read her a story. She's asleep when Lem gets back and you two eat together. All right, let's see if we got them out. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen him, his model without her. She's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You are perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lem, producing a worn bottle of Griol from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Why would I turn down a drink? Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers and sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly, he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing. Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little meanie back here. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our goal doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much over these past cycles. She does miss her father, but she's also doing great. I don't know. I don't want to make him feel bad, right? He's doing this for her. I'll say she's doing great. Of course she is. He playfully squeezes your shoulder. She talks about you a lot, you know? Draws you. I'm glad she has a friend that isn't me. His eyes drift to the bedroom door. You okay? He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off of a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. The colony was failing for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway there. Everyone's spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapons locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. You know, life finds a way. And you gotta take what you're given. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand. We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped her. Got us dumped here. Her family, I mean, I'm assuming her family is gone, right? I'm gonna say he saved her. I'm gonna sound like an idiot now, but he sighs. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit, stained plastic plating and flickering lights. Me? I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she'd lost. But I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his dark eyes. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, sleeper? What then? The side reel will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? I'll say you'll make it. It's be encouraging. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at this cup and pushes it down the bar. This is celebration, right? Both of us on the team now. Both of us in with a chance. I'll say together. He's my friend, right? That's right. We hold on together. Imagine all three of us riding the side rail horizon out of here to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast, he laughs. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. I'm gonna say me too. Alright then, he catches your shoulders, you turn to leave. Thank you, sleeper. I mean it. From both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out into the darkness of the walkway with thoughts of little Mina in your mind. Well, yeah, I mean, we've, help a friend and have fun with Bun Bun. That's funny. Yeah, you gotta make friends when you're in the situation, right? He, kind of put it on us, but all three of us are survivors in this story, right? We all, have our own story going on, our own problems. And it's kind of interesting how they put you in the situation where you're really just, I mean, you're just a very helpful person. At least that's who we're role-playing as a helpful person. Sometimes that's all you can do, is just be helpful, you know what I mean? You never know where that's going to lead you. People appreciate a helping hand, especially when you do it without a lot to ask in return. Alright, we're going to bump this to 1, so now we have all 1s across the board, which seems super useful, and now we, I think the next one we'll go for is instant karma. Alright, so that was a pretty good day. We maxed out our food, everything's doing pretty well. We're going to feed the cat. Slowly draining money to this random cat, but what are you going to do? Let's end the cycle. Alright, we're still at 4. Pretty good dice rolls. I'll take that. Definitely take that. Alright. Alright, so there's no more climbing. This is just like a kind of an interesting trader. This is to go up. We don't actually, I don't even think, I guess that we can break stuff with 3s. We got a lot to deal with. So we got, I think we're going to start with express livery on a 5. That should get us through Fang stuff. We really got to get this one cleaned up, man. This guy's driving me crazy. Sweet. And we got some food out of it. Very nice. We're doing pretty good here with these. Making money, getting energy. That's exactly what we want, and advancing a drive. So that felt like a good one to do there. Sleeper. You see Fang coming up the corridor as you step out of Minji's. The kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. I mean, we have done so much for this guy. He has abused us right and left. Seriously. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long. Take these. Fang palms you a couple of those metal thumb-sized drives. Ripper worms. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we nailed those snakes. This is your problem, dude. I'm just here because you promised me something long ago and you're stringing me along. What do? Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. I mean, honestly, dude, why if you're a Haven Age systems engineer, why aren't you a Yatagun guy? If you're really trying to take down Haven Age, why are you working for them other than just to get close? Slot the Ripper worms in those ports, 1 each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored on a hardened shadow network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Minji. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Feng is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny ripperworm drives in your pockets and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna would be at Feng for this little excursion. Time to slot some worms. Alright, well. So, I'm guessing these are going to be in the space thing. Hardened agent, yep. Alright, we can always do a 3 on these now. Oof, jeez. Interesting. The only thing that sucks about that is we can't make... We really want to get... I think the next one we want to get is money. For getting across the... to open up the final area. Side rail bridge. That is just a really long one. We probably should be working on that eventually. That seems like the way out. So it's interesting. So it looks like we actually did finish up the Lemon Mina thing, which is pretty cool. So now we're just both trying to... That's probably like... I'm assuming that's like the last mission to do, maybe? I definitely could be wrong. I'm totally guessing here. The Yadigan thing... it's good when we need... like, there's kind of like a matrix here. It's like, what resources... It's like a resource management game almost, along with an RPG. Which I guess most RPGs are resource management when you're in dungeons and stuff like that. But I digress. So... Trying to think here. So to deal with the killer, we need to get some nodes. Assembling the tracker is doing the Fang stuff, which is also nodes. Unlock the Greenway gate. Ugh, I don't even know what that is. If I toggle tracking, does it even show on our map? No. I guess we also have this mainframe. Or no, we have this hub we could do. Oh, now we got question mark on this. Jeez, that sucks. All right. That means we're definitely going to want to extract the data sooner than later. That's going to be tough. Hope that doesn't start just like trashing our condition. I'm thinking we finish up the bar stuff because we're only a couple away there. We can drop a 4 on the bar shift. Nice, nice, nice. Good service, cryo, energy. Love it. Alright, well that finishes that drive. Let's see what we got here now. Tala. Forgot about her. The griot slides from the bottle into the lumpy recycled glass, a pale greasy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. The spacer nods and takes a drink, bringing it up to their face in both hands like an offering bowl. This is the good stuff. The stuff Tala says is aged in wooden casks, stored in some closed-off part of the old station among corroded wires and softly looping systems. Sometimes it's hard to tell if Tala is joking. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. It gets on your fingers, and if you rub them together, you can smell the mossy drink, cut through with aniseed, mushrooms, wood as the alcohol evaporates. You like those who order it too. The aged griot is kept beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there, like the quiet spacer sitting at the bar right now. We'll watch the spacer, right? They're far enough away you can freely watch them as you close the bottle and tuck up beneath the bar. You call them a spacer because they bear the hallmarks. Pale, vac-suited, bird-boned, and hunched beneath the weight of the station's spin gravity. But the closer you look, the less you see a type. Pale eyes, almost gray but kind. Delicate fingers that lightly drum the bar as if it was an instrument. A shock of black hair almost covering a forehead scar. Scars are something you have learned to value. They are what marks out your body from the hundreds, maybe thousands, who knows, similar models that rolled out of SNRP's biolabs. You find yourself rubbing one on your forearm. A good little split. Something that on good days you might think of as a mark of defiance. I like that. I like the thought of that. Scars are a way to make you look a little different. It's the way you kind of have to live life. Suddenly you hear a heavy clunking at the door. It creaks open and a huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming onto the floor. Shit. Tala breezes in from behind it, a whirl of hair and bright eyes. Shit, shit, shit. Tala. Sleeper. She ducks behind the bar and comes over. Can you help me with this? You look at the huge metal tank suspiciously. How did you get that up here? Tala puts a hand on her hip. Are you going to help me or what? You come around the bar and get to one side of the tank. Okay, says Tala. On my count. 1, 2, 3. You both heave the tank up to standing. Somehow. You hold it in place, struggling to keep it steady. Where's this going? In the back comes a voice from behind the tank. Somehow you manage to lug the huge thing into the back room where you place it in one corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents in the cramped space. As you do, you hear a crunch. You stand back and look at the expired rations oozing out from under the tank. Oh shit, Tala looks at you apologetically. I know you like those. Say good riddance. That's funny. Tala smiles. Oh good, I thought maybe liking expired rations was some kind of sleeper thing. You push the crushed rations to one side. That's the end of that. Tala looks exhausted and rubs her shoulders. Francis, I swear to... Francis, I mentioned him already. My guy on the door. He deals with the suppliers. Tall. She sighs. He was supposed to be back from Athens. I assume that's how you pronounce it. Up in the Greenway by now. Back with our griot. She leans against the tank. Seems like he's lost again. Or joined the Haifa commune. We need that griot. There's 4 other bars near here, and the spacers sure as hell don't come to the Overlook for the ambience. She looks through the open door to check if anyone can hear her. She knocks on the hollow tank. So I'm taking matter into my own hands. She smiles. Welcome, sleeper, to the Overlook Distillery. You look around the dank back room. You must be joking. She gives you an unimpressed look. Where's your imagination? This will work. Might need some help, though. She shrugs. She knocks on the tank again. Could be fun. Happy to help. Okay. She grabs you by the shoulders. I'm excited. She turns around and looks at the tank. I reckon we chop this thing in half. One half for the fermentation, the other we turn into a still. We also need to gather the ingredients. She turns back and looks at you. You look more like a chopper than a gatherer. She smiles. So how about I build the still and you tub while I work on the rest? Oh, wait, sleeper. I have an idea. Tala's grinning and now it's making you nervous. To make up for the rations. How about we put a kitchen in here, too? A kitchen? Uh-huh. I always wanted to serve food. She turns back to the tank. This is going to be great, she says to herself. You look at the dented tank in the bare room. At least she has a vision. Tala nudges you out of the back room and closes the door. As you go back to the bar, you hear the banging and thumping again. The spacer finishes up their drink and nods in your direction as you leave. As they leave, rather. You can't quite tell if it's a gesture of sympathy or good luck. So much for a quiet shift. Alright, well. New drive. No upgrade points, but... Build the still. Alright. I have no idea. That's another long one to build, but, unlock the Greenway gate. Alright, let's, I think we're gonna do this. Let's go to the Tambor. Let's like, roll some high money. Doing the Tavla room. Nice 24. And that's just to get us across. Maybe we can find a data node and do that with our 3 Haven Age agent. What is it? The squares? I forget. I haven't seen any data nodes in a while, I feel like. Okay, so it's only up there that we have the that question mark bar. So I guess it's only losing condition. That's good. So at least we can continue gathering the nodes without too much consternation. Haven Age Agent. What is this? Haven Age Agent. Yadigan. Harden. Harden, we can also do a 3. That's nice. Harden, Yadigan. Alright. Sell stuff. What is this again? That's just to get some random stuff going on. If we want to gather more Yadigan data, we can do that to advance Caster's table, if that is a advanceable thing. You can do more Yadigan stuff. Nothing really to do here now, other than if we just want to get some energy. Tambor Tea House. I don't think there's... That's where we just did the Tavla, right? Yeah. Repaired unit. Or fabricator. That's where we need to get our stuff. These are coming back soon. We can build that. The side rail bridge. We need to start working on that eventually. Let's take a look at anything else here we can do with our last 3. Improve the overlook. That's just the thing. Alright, I guess we'll do a hack on one of Harden's agents, because we can do it with a 3. Oh, that's a Haven Age agent. Jeez, do not want to do that. Let's see. Yeah, because we want to get an encrypted key. I just don't... unless... Hold on now. Maybe we can get them up here. We can... Well, I want to get this done sooner than later. Let's grab a key node. That makes sense. All right, so one of those. We bumped one of these. We go to the first branch. We drop a key in. We start an action. All right, so it looks like we'll get through this without... We'll get one event, and then we'll be able to hopefully take him out and finish this up. Hopefully it gives... I'm guessing it's just going to be drive stuff, but it's a new area up here and stuff too, so it's pretty cool. And we're nice and topped up on energy, which feels good. All right, and we're at 164. I'm going to hold on to the cash until next time, just because, in case something comes up. We'll feed the cat, because we're at 164. I know we're like 20 deep on this cat. Alright, we may have to stop feeding the cat, because this doesn't seem to be doing much here. Wonder how many times you have to feed it before you get something. Alright, let's go ahead and end that cycle. I think hopefully we're still at 4 dice. 3 is when it gets really to be a pain in the butt. Oh man, that sucks. Alright, well, might be yeah, getting over and then getting stabilizer next time we run through. I think that's where we're gonna call this episode, y'all. Another really exciting one. Let's see. I'm going to... Not that I'm gonna remember to look at this. We'll do deal with killer. But that's the one we kind of want to get through next time. See, I think next time we need to get stabilizer. This is also coming up next time too, which is gonna be, I'm sure, interesting. We need to get stabilizer. We want to finish up the mainframe stuff. We want to open up the Founder's Gap. We also need to get to the Greenway, which seems pretty important. So, more stuff to do. Is this back too? Nice. Doesn't look like... That's just where we get the scrap if we need it. Yeah. Gosh, I mean, I could just keep playing this forever. It's so endlessly interesting. So much fun. Oh, we already have a stabilizer. Oh, thank God I saw that. Thank God I saw that. I would have been so bummed if I spent money on that. All right. Future me, don't forget we have stabilizer. So we'll wait till we get down to a couple more. And then we'll drop the stabilizer on us. So that'll save us some money. So we're in good shape. A lot done. We got our unit repaired. Too much to review. Just another good Citizen Sleeper episode. But yeah, as always, if you enjoyed today's content, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, etc. helps the algorithm a great deal, and I appreciate it as well. Until next time, y'all, thanks for joining me on another episode of this one. I'll see you then.